Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view.
The student I'm going to portray in this video was adopted when she was a baby. She grew up in a fairly affluent suburban area where she went to Montessori school starting when she was 3. She learned how to read within that year, and so she was reading by the time she was 4. She joined her first choir at the age of 4, and that's pretty much all about me. I like to talk a lot.
The student I portrayed in the video is a quiet boy. He's very expressive with his hands and likes to innovate and make up things. He grew up in an urban area, went to a school that didn't really cater to his needs.
The student that I portray in the video was somebody who was very active, who grew up in a suburban home with a family of adults. So there was always action happening, and so that would be the reason for rhythmic impulses.
In the video, I portray a student who is an only child, and I'm always the center of attention, and that's why I ask questions all the time.
Hey, how are you today? I'm really good. I had the best.
Good afternoon, class. How is everybody today?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well today. We're going to learn about call and response today, children.
Why are we
Mommy
learning
taught me how to call
response?
people on the phone, and it was
Wow,
like
that's
so
excellent. So
exciting that
I
I
need you
can't
all
call
to be
like
quiet.
That doesn't matter. Why
Okay?
does that matter?
Everybody needs to be quiet, please. We're going to listen to a piece of music that has a call and response in it, okay? Everybody needs to be quiet so we can hear. Please be quiet. This is the call, children. And it's a call because only one person is singing it.
But nobody's responding, so who's he calling?
Now listen, there's a lot of people responding to the call. Kenneth, are you paying attention? Yes. Precious, stop playing. Same thing. All right, children, we're going to listen to another example of call and response, okay? And I want someone to raise their hand without talking and tell me which part you hear first, okay? Kenneth, are you raising your hand? What part is this? Very good, Liz. I asked Kenneth the question.
But I had to answer it when I was talking about it. You asked us to say something when we knew what it was.
Can you
so
play
I said
again?
something.
I want to sing with
Students, you would all be able to understand it if you were not talking and playing with your hands and making crazy sign motions. Okay? Students, you need to just be quiet and sit still. We're going. Yeah, I just have a few concerns that I'd like to talk with you about Liz. It seems that she is quite a disruptor in my class. She's always talking. And no, she's not the only disruptor, of course, and we have other kids that are just as active. But I just wanted to let you know that it is my opinion that Liz may have ADHD. Yes, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Yeah. Anyway, I think that it might be in our best interest if you took Liz to see a psychiatrist. That way they can prescribe medicine or some other form of treatment.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about
Alright.
yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good, good.
So
Well,
how's everything?
it's going well. I got a call from my daughter's school saying that she may have ADHD.
Oh no.
And so I thought I'd just bring her in here to check it out.
Well, let's see what we have here. Oh, come on close here. Okay. Oh, so what's going on in the classroom, Liz?
Well, I really like to talk and like join in with other people when they're talking, but the teacher always yells at me, but he doesn't tell me why I can't talk, and I just like to talk.
Well, what I'm thinking is that there is no ADHD here, but there is an impulse. And that impulse is a social impulse. That means she just likes to talk and interact with people.
Okay.
I'll call Mr. Coleman in here and see what we can do about that. Okay? How's
Okay,
that?
thank you very much.
All right, you have a
Thank
good day.
Thanks, you too.
So how you doing there, Mr. Coleman?
Oh, well, I'm doing quite all right. I don't understand why I'm here, though.
Well, I got a visitor earlier today, Liz and her mom.
Oh, yes, I did. I recommended that Liz come see you because I thought that she had ADHD.
Well, I have to beg to differ about that. See, what happens is a lot of times when children are hyperactive in the classroom, teachers are quick to diagnose them with ADHD, and it's not the case usually.
Oh,
What
right.
happens is they have these pulses. But before we get there, let me just tell you a little bit about that. The teacher must be a wise physician in the classroom of the soul to secure proper results.
Does that mean I have to get my PhD? Are you trying to tell
Not
me
at
I'm not
all.
qualified?
But what you do have to do is understand your students before you teach them. You have to go into their backgrounds and understand who they are as students. Now, with that, sometimes students have these things called impulses, and that's what Liz had. She had a social impulse.
Right.
That means that she's very talkative.
She is very, very talkative.
Yeah, she likes to interact with her peers. The other impulses are a constructive impulse, and that's just for somebody who likes to be rhythmic and play around a lot.
Oh,
it's not ADHD, but it's just somebody who's constructive and likes to be active. There's the investigative impulse, and that person usually asks questions and loves answers. But she has to investigate a little bit and figure things out for herself. Okay. And then you have the student who's very expressive. And that person is very imaginative and uses their body a lot to express themselves, okay?
Okay.
Now, what you have to do as a teacher is get to know these things and understand this, okay? And when you do that, the students will be able to learn and retain information when you apply that to the classroom, okay?
So basically what I have to do in my classroom is sort of acknowledge that the students have these impulses and kind of cater my teaching to that.
That's exactly what you got to do there, okay?
Instead of just telling them to, like, shut up or something.
No, that's not a good thing.
Okay.
You know, and once you have that under control, the students will be pretty good, okay? And of course you'll have these obstacles, okay? And those obstacles are not a bad thing. But what you got to do is use those obstacles as a way to get to the students, okay?
Right.
And once that's all done, your classroom will be perfect, okay?
All right.
So, I mean, just try that in your lesson, and I think everything will be okay.
Okay.
All right, so you have a good day, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Dewey.
No problem.
It can make a loud sound.
Good afternoon, kids. Okay, we're going to learn something new today. Okay?
What's that?
I'm going to start teaching you the song right now.
What
okay?
song? I like songs.
Everybody likes songs. We're going to clap and we're going to move and we're going to talk and call. We're going to do everything.
Call who? Who do we call? Like on the phone? Call on the phone?
We might.
We can clap though?
We can clap and yes. Okay, so I'm going to sing something to you and then I want you to respond to me, okay? And how I want you to respond is by singing the same thing that I do.
Where is Thumpkin?
Where is Thumpkin?
Here I am.
Here I am.
How are you today, sir?
How are you today, sir?
Run away.
Very good. Very well.
I had fun today.
Me too.
This is when I got to clap and do this.
Right.
Yeah. I got to be the
It's my
caller.
You sure did. Everybody got to be the caller. Okay, Liz, let's have a recap of the movie here. So first, I want to mention the conversion and transformation process. So what that is the students have impulses, and it is the teacher's job to transform the impulses into desires, and then to transform the desires into actual actions or something meaningful in the student's life.
And impulses are things that students have naturally. There are 4 different impulses: the social, constructive, expressive, and investigative. And these are things that students will do naturally in a classroom, and we just need to accept them.
Another thing are obstacles that the students may encounter on the conversion transformation process. And an example of an obstacle might be a student that is tone deaf in a music class or something, and it's the teacher's job to help the student work past that.
And in order to help the students the best, we really need to know as much about their educational history and their background as possible. what part of a city they came from, whether it was suburban or urban, and also what kind of schooling they've had, what kind of teachers, just so that we can really get to know them well and we can teach them to the best of our ability.
And that's John Dewey.